Welcome back to another episode of Grizzly True Crime. My name is Gisela K, and today we'll look at some updates in the Kylie Rodney case, as well as in the missing persons case of 22-year-old Jolissa Fuentes, and how Adventures with Purpose is doing on that case. So let's get into it. Now, I know that many of us have asked ourselves, will Adventures with Purpose be getting the $75,000 reward? And then we know that Ryan Upchurch has also offered his Hellcat to Adventures with Purpose. And if they won't receive the Hellcat, he said he'll make a transfer of approximately $100,000, which is the value of the Hellcat when he bought it. So let's have a look at this latest article from the Reno Gazette. They say, the reward offered in the case of missing teen Kylie Rodney, which had climbed from $10,000 to $75,000 in the 2 weeks following her disappearance, won't go to Adventures with Purpose, the private dive team that found Kylie's body in Prosser Creek Reservoir not far from where she went missing. Some of the largest donations will be returned to donors. Adventures with Purpose does not accept rewards, said Linda Luchetti, a spokesperson for the Rodney family. She said the reward was partially funded by a GoFundMe account set up for Linda Neiman, Kylie's mother, that had raised nearly $63,000. Larger donations pledged to the reward have been returned, Luchetti said. Law enforcement confirmed that they had not helped organize the reward and had no knowledge or involvement in how or if it would be paid. Kylie, 16, was last seen in the early morning hours of Saturday, August 6th, at a party of 200 to 300 young people at Prosser Family Campground, 10 minutes from the mountain town of Truckee, and a popular hangout for young people. The last data received from her cell phone was at 12:33 a.m. on Saturday. And in yesterday's video, we looked at the last location ping or location information shared to her mom's phone, which seems to be an app like Life 360, was at 12:03 a.m. Efforts to find her involved multiple law enforcement agencies searching in the water, by air, and on foot, but Kylie seemed to have disappeared without a trace. And her vehicle, right? The agencies used dive teams, swimmers, and sonar equipment to search Prosser and other lakes in the area, while the FBI sent 50 investigators to work it as a possible child abduction. 2 weeks from the morning Kylie was last seen, Adventures with Purpose found her body inside her upside-down silver Honda in 14 feet of water, 55 feet from the shoreline near where she was last seen. So her vehicle was found 55 feet from the shoreline, and from what law enforcement said, the phone pinged 50 feet away from that car. So, man. Okay, so the dive team used high-tech sonar equipment to find the car before sending a diver down to confirm. An autopsy later confirmed that Kylie was in the car. An official cause of death is pending an investigation and results from a toxicology report. Adventures with Purpose is expected to stream an episode on finding Kylie in the coming weeks on their YouTube channel, which has millions of followers. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. It has not returned multiple requests for an interview, but online says it funds searches through video views, subscribers, donations, and merchandise sales. It does not charge families or law enforcement. In that case, Adventures with Purpose went to a small Iowa town to search for 22-year-old Ethan Kazmerzak, who disappeared in 2013. They found his body in his car at the bottom of a quarry pond. Check out that episode if you haven't yet. When reached by phone Friday by the Reno Gazette-Journal, Iowa businessman Brad Staley, who had helped organize the reward, said that Adventures with Purpose didn't end up suing. He said Kazmerzak's family gave the dive team money. He could not say how much, but believed it was a significant amount. So what are they going on about there, right? So they don't ask for the reward. They don't accept rewards. I guess sometimes it's just, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. You know, if you had pledged an amount, whether that's $25,000, remember there was an anonymous donor for $25,000. Maybe it was Ryan Upchurch. I know that was going around, but you know, so where did the other $50,000 come from, right? Or was it a whole bunch of people? for all of them to just be like, okay, yeah, just give it back. I'm just like, man, I just hope that Adventures with Purpose will never be discouraged and that they can keep doing what they do, because I think they do amazing work. So if you guys could subscribe over there, make sure you watch their videos, give it a thumbs up, share the videos on social media. As they say, subscribers and views and everything help them a lot. You can also donate. You can go to their website, adventureswithpurpose.com, and you can make a donation there. Thank you again to all the Grizzlies who helped me make a nice donation there from all of us. And then you can also pick up some merch. So I'm still waiting for mine. I've ordered a hat and some pins and things like that. I think a wristband as well. So I'm very excited to receive that all the way over here in the Netherlands. So you could support them that way. And I hope that the true crime community and beyond supports them in all their search efforts. Now, let's have a look at the case of Jolissa Fuentes. If you missed that, I will link the episode below where I covered the case. I've actually covered it probably about 5 times now during the coverage of the Kylie Rodney case. So I hope you didn't miss it, but I did make a separate video specifically for that case. And Adventures with Purpose headed out there next to Selma, California, to search the area of Avocado Lake and Pine Lake Flats, which is, her phone pinged in that area, even though that's a very vast radius. That area is quite large, and unfortunately, but also fortunately, they were not able to locate her vehicle or her in either of these bodies of water. So that means she's still out there. The search is still on. She's a missing person. So please do share her case as well. Make sure you use the hashtag Jolissa Fuentes or Find Jolissa. And there's also Facebook groups that you can join to continue to see the updates on a daily basis, kind of almost on an hourly basis as well. So let's have a look at some of those updates. Okay, so I'm going to play this video for us here.
Adventures with Purpose continue to pour tons of hours into the search for Julissa Fuentes. They started their search today at Pine Flat Lake, and the family of Julissa tell me that's where they frequent often.
She's the missing piece to our puzzle, and so a puzzle's never complete until you find that piece, right? So we're going to keep searching, we're going to keep looking, and for however long it takes.
On Friday, Jolissa's family patiently waited near the shoreline while the independent dive team Adventures with Purpose searched Pine Flat Lake. They took their sonar equipment and 2 boats out on the water for day 2 of their search. But they're not the only ones searching. Fresno County Sheriff's Office also has its search and rescue resources out.
We've done very extensive searches, but have not revealed any evidence to show that she's in that area.
Body tells me they also have August 7th surveillance video from when Jolissa drove to the AM/PM Arco gas station on Highland in Nebraska. And he tells me it's just not adding up.
For her cell phone data to put us into a region that was the complete opposite direction of where she may have been driving has us scratching our heads and thinking, did she need to go clear her mind up somewhere?
We have done some map time just to look at, where was that AM/PM gas station? In which direction should she have gone, to her home or even to the party that she came from? Why would she turn westward in the opposite direction and then end up all the way northeast where her phone pinged around the Avocado Lake and Pine Lake Flats area?
Somewhere in the wilderness? Did she have places she liked to go just to kind of, gather her thoughts?
While they work to piece together the puzzle, Body says the extra eyes and ears are valuable and the additional resources are appreciated.
We didn't invite Adventures with Purpose into town, but at the same time, we're not going to not want them to be here. They totally have the right to come into town. Their hearts are in the right place. They're trying to do the best for the Fuentes family. And if they should happen to turn up some evidence that we didn't find, we're going to welcome that with open arms.
It's a vast area to search, with winding roads, land thick with trees, and large lakes. The lead diver of Adventures with Purpose says they will continue to give it all they got on this, their last day.
If we don't end up finding her in our search from yesterday and today, that means that she's still out there. So hopefully if somebody knows something, they could come forward, because it would be nice to bring her home to her family.
Absolutely. So they have, what I've seen unfolding on social media and on Twitter, updates from them say that they've cleared Avocado Lake and the Pine flat lake areas. So she's not in the water there. So the search for Jolissa Fuentes continues. Please look out for her license plates. If you have any information, please contact the authorities. If you saw something, please say something, and let's hope that we can bring Jolissa home. Remember, we are just a messenger. So what we can do is you can like this video and you can share it and use the appropriate hashtags so that we can keep her case in the media spotlight. The last thing we want for any missing persons case is for it to go cold. We want to keep them going in the media spotlight. And of course, as I always say, I wish I could cover all the missing persons worldwide. It's just so difficult. There are so many missing people out there, which is really difficult, in 2022 to just accept there's so many missing people that just vanish without a trace, with all this technology, with cameras, with phones, with social media, with everything. It's very, very scary. Okay, and then we'll look at this update that was on a News Nation interview with Doug Bishop and Nick Wren from Adventures with Purpose.
Adventures with Purpose announced they'd spent 3 days looking for the 22-year-old who went missing over 2 weeks ago from Selma, California. Fuentes was last seen at this AM/PM convenience store at 4 a.m. Earlier in the night, she'd been to a family party. There are some reports she had an argument with a friend, but police wouldn't respond to that report.
There's nothing overtly that leads us to believe that a criminal act occurred. However, Ms. Fuentes has been gone for a long time. And this is not familiar or not normal behavior for Ms. Fuentes, so we are treating this as a criminal matter.
Store video shows Fuentes alone, buying a cigar and then leaving. She turned left out of the store in a 2011 gray Hyundai Accent with the license plate 8MPU 766.
So please look out for that license plate number because, as in the Kylie Rodney case, Julissa and her vehicle are missing. 8MPU 766. So that's 8 Mike Papa Uniform 766. All right, so make sure you look out for that car, look out for Jolissa, and let's keep on sharing her case.
Her family says home is to the right. She FaceTimed her sister 2 times about an hour later, but her sister was sleeping and missed the calls. She was captured on a camera doubling back, and police say she is again seen alone.
The video we've looked at, she's been by herself.
She hasn't been seen since. Family and the Selma community have searched the area. Police say her cell phone last sent a ping about 40 minutes away near Pine Flat and Avocado Lakes. The phone has since stopped sending a signal.
Any belongings of my daughter, whether it was her purse, any of her clothing, her car, and I hate to say it, even my daughter herself.
The Selma Police and the Fresno Sheriff's Departments are working together on the case, but the Fuentes family is grateful for the help of Adventures with Purpose.
Don't give up, because I know my baby wouldn't give up.
Which is really great that Adventures with Purpose was able to at least eliminate the possibility that Jolissa is in the water at Avocado Lake or the Pine Flat Lake area. Thank goodness they didn't find her there. As they said in Kylie's case, they hope they don't find her in the water. Sadly, they did find Kylie in the water, in her vehicle. That was such a shock because of all the searches that had already gone on there before and her car being found so close to where her phone last pinged. That was just unbelievable. And let's have a look at this clip.
Purpose combed Pine Flat Lake for any signs of the missing 22-year-old.
The volunteer divers recently located another missing woman in Placer County. CBS 47's Natalie Vera with the latest.
Well, the crew was out here for hours, but ultimately they did not find Jolissa Fuentes. I did check in with the sheriff's office and they tell me that they also searched Pine Flat earlier this week, but they came up empty-handed as well.
We cleared this entire area with 2 boats and our sonar equipment.
Adventures with Purpose resumed the search for Jolissa Fuentes at Pine Flat on Friday. The volunteer divers spent hours looking for any sign of the 22-year-old woman after her cell phone pinged in this general area.
She is known to sometimes frequent this area, the Pine Flat, Avocado Lake area.
So that's good to know because what we initially heard was that she wasn't really known to go out there. But now her family themselves say, you see, we got to keep on looking, combing through for the facts. The fact is, she did sometimes go there to clear her mind. Okay, so it is an area that she would frequent.
Adventures with Purpose searched Avocado Lake on Thursday too, but they didn't find anything there or at Pine Flat.
That took most of the day, a better part of the day there. We met with the family yesterday morning to get some information from them to help us with our investigation.
The sheriff's office searched Pine Flat and Avocado Lake earlier this week too. They didn't find anything either.
People can tell you that, it's been cleared, and this isn't a knock on anybody. It's just that until we physically go in and look at it for ourselves, you never know what the people previous to you looked at.
The group has solved 23 cold cases. Most recently, they found Kylie Rodney from Placer County at a reservoir after law enforcement had cleared that area.
It's nice to give back to the community, something that we've learned, and it's actually really rewarding.
The family contacted the YouTubers after seeing their track record.
They have been so awesome and compassionate. They have the same goal as our family, not to find her out there, but if they said, this will give us assurance 100%.
For now, they continue holding on to their faith.
That's all we have.
Yes. Yep.
That's all we have is faith. What else can we do?
We know that she's out there. We know she's alive. We know that, she's going to come home soon.
It's great that they say, we know that she's out there, we know she's alive, and she's going to come home soon. I know we've seen that happen in many missing persons cases where the family says stuff like that. Where we're like, how do you know she's alive, right? But it's hope. And as they say, faith. We'll hope that she's alive, that she's well, that she'll come home to her family. And just to backtrack to this article from August 24th, they said, missing Jolissa Fuentes, police treating 22-year-old disappearance as a criminal matter. Okay, so Selma, California Police Chief Rudy Alcaraz said Monday that investigators are treating missing Jolissa Fuentes' disappearance as a criminal matter. Authorities have said the 22-year-old Selma woman was last seen on August 7th, driving alone in her silver 2011 Hyundai Accent, which has also disappeared after stopping at an AM/PM gas station in Selma, California at about 4 a.m. to purchase some items. She was there from 4 to 4:06 a.m. There's nothing overtly that leads us to believe that a criminal act occurred. However, Ms. Fuentes has been gone for a long time, and this is not normal behavior for Ms. Fuentes, so we are treating this as a criminal matter, Alcaraz said during a Monday press conference. I must say, I think it's amazing that they're treating the case as a criminal matter, because sometimes in missing persons cases of adults, they'll just say, they probably ran away, or they don't take it all that seriously, and I'm really, really grateful that they are taking it seriously and are trusting the family, that this is not normal behavior. You can also share the hashtag trust the family, which is very helpful as well, to categorize missing persons cases, because often if the family says this is not normal behavior, usually from what we've seen, the police might not believe the family, like, I don't know, they could have just left or whatever. But when the family knows, oftentimes they know this is so not like the missing person, right? So to activate a search, those first few days, especially the first 48 hours, are critical in searching for a missing person. The longer it goes on, sometimes the more difficult it gets. That is where we come in. That's where we come in, Grizzlies. Let's keep the case in the spotlight. Let's keep on sharing it, and let's really hope for a positive outcome in this case. There are so many cases that we followed and shared and everything that have had such devastating outcomes. I really hope that they can find Jolissa Fuentes and that she can be returned to her family. Okay, and if you are interested in following Jolissa's case more closely, you can go to Find Gisela Fuentes here on Facebook, and you can see Amanda's Vida. She's doing a great job on YouTube covering the case as well. She's got a YouTube channel, and you can literally see updates, some of the tips people share on here, which I always hope they're sharing with law enforcement. Pretty sure they are. But you can check out even from Irene Fuentes. I believe that is Jolissa's sister. So you can check out this. She says, hello everyone. Yesterday, Adventures with Purpose is starting their search for my sister. I understand everyone wants to help, but on top of being an amazing dive team, they are very popular YouTubers. They're going to be super busy, and from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate everyone's help, but they would prefer just my family come out there today. Thank you, everybody. Let's pray that they don't find anything. And thankfully, they didn't. So you can follow this group over here. You can see some photos and updates and things like that. And let's keep an eye on it. They say, please call Selma PD with any info, 559-896-2525. There's a $10,000 reward for any information that leads to finding Jolissa Fuentes. And lastly for today, I would like to share this with you as well. Dallas County Sheriff's Office is looking for 2 missing teen girls. The Dallas County Sheriff's Office is asking the public to be on the lookout for 2 missing teenage girls. Zamaria Nicole Pride and Tatiana Luke were both last seen leaving the Leto Center, which provides services for runaway youth. A spokesperson for the Dallas Sheriff's Office said they were concerned for the girls' well-being, but did not elaborate further. If you've seen the girls or have information about where they might be, the Sheriff's Office asks that you call them at 214-749-8641. So here are their photos. Please keep a lookout for them if you are in the Dallas, Texas area. They might be runaways, from what I'm understanding, which provides services for runaway youth. So if they were leaving that center, it's as if they ran away and went to the center, right? So that can happen, but they are teenagers and their families are very worried about them. So keep an eye out, and if you can, call in a tip if you do spot them, please do so. Well, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you haven't yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you know when I'm next uploading videos or going live. Thank you so much to everyone who's decided to be part of this community where I try my best to use my voice to spread awareness for missing persons cases and to help in the fight for justice for victims of crime and to protect their families. That is what I feel is my purpose and mission. And you know, one thing I want to comment on is that I know I'm South African living in the Netherlands, and people always ask me, why don't you cover Dutch cases? Why don't you cover South African cases? Well, I've covered some South African true crime cases, and I'd love to cover cases from all over the world. But sometimes you can't control where your voice is needed most. And it seems to me, based on you guys, my audience, that anytime I cover American cases or I use my voice in that way to, spread awareness or be proactive in those cases, I mean, it just seems like my voice is heard. I've tried to cover cases from all over the world, and then no one's interested. So that's just how that is. And I just feel in life, when you have a purpose and when you have a voice, as much as one might think you have control over how that goes, you just really don't. So thank you all for inspiring me, no matter what, to wake up every single day, passionate, to come on here, on YouTube, share true crime cases with you, missing persons cases with you, to watch trials, to, just talk about true crime together, to try to understand things, to see red flags in relationships, to raise awareness for DV and things like that as well, and really just to be in this together as a community. So thank you so much for being part of that. I really appreciate it. If you do want to support the work that I do, I would suggest going to my website, grizzlytruecrime.com. There's a tab there called support, and you can see the ways to support all the hours that I put into what I do here on YouTube. I do this full time. Thank you so much for making that possible. It is a dream come true. I know that true crime is a very grim genre to spend one's time in. It can be quite devastating at times, and it is sometimes a little bit difficult mental health wise. However, I've been through a lot, and I live by the slogan, don't waste your resilience. I have a lot of resilience because of everything I've been through, a lot of my own life skills / expertise, and that is what I bring to the table with absolute determination and passion. And I'm so excited to be here and grateful to be here with you guys. So thank you so much. Thank you also to all the Grizzly patrons and members that were able to hand in photos and videos on time for me to be able to make a tribute for Gabby Petito, who was murdered over a year ago now. Now it's 1 year and 1 day. If you are watching this on August 28th, 2022. That case shocked us all and was so devastating. And it hurts so much. So thank you guys. I know I wasn't able to put everyone's photos and videos in. I did make that clear that I'm going to choose the first 20 to 30 that I could put into a video as a tribute. So thank you so much for submitting everything that you submitted, and even people are still submitting things afterwards. I really appreciate it, and I'm glad that we could all remember Gabby together. Hashtag The Light Remains is what her family would like us to share. If you missed that tribute, please go check it out. It was painful to make, and I just really wanted to show Gabby's family that we support them. We have their backs. We remember Gabby. She absolutely touched the world. And, you know, we share in their pain, even though we can't imagine what they are going through. Okay. Well, keep well, and I will see you again soon. Stay safe. Be mindful of those red flags out there. Trust your gut instinct. And I'll see you very soon. Bye.